everyone, Tasha here, and today we're going to create a fun card perfect for Thanksgiving using the Dress Up Quokka stamp set, the Quokka Thanksgiving costume add-on stamps, and the 5x7 foliage frame die. To begin, I started by cutting two pieces of cardstock. One was slightly larger than the frame die and one is the same size. I'm starting with 4 shades of Distress Oxide ink, and this is going to be the panel that we use to cut out the frame. I'm using Squeezed Lemonade, Fossilized Amber, Carved Pumpkin, and Spice Marmalade. I wanted these shades to be fall colors because I wanted it to be a fall frame for my Thanksgiving card. There's no right or wrong way to layer on the color. I'm just kind of layering it on just all over the page, but I wanted to keep more of the center of the brighter yellow shades and then the darker orange along the edges. I'm going to set that aside to dry and work on my inside panel. For this, I'm going to use 3 colors for the sky and then 1 green shade for the ground. To block off the ground, I'm just using a piece of Post-it tape, and then I'm going to start with the sky. I'm using Prize Ribbon, Wilted Violet, and Picked Raspberry. Picked Raspberry is one of my favorite shades of pink. I just love it. It's so pretty and it makes the best sky colors, and I really like it when it blends into the purple and blue tones. I just think it's really a pretty color combination. Afterwards, I lifted up that masking tape and I just put on another layer to block off the sky and then color in the ground. This shade of green is called Peeled Paint, and it's kind of like a moss, like a dark moss green, or even kind of an army green color. I wanted this to be a darker grass since this was a fall card. After I was done ink blending, I went over to my MISTI and stamped out my Quokkas. One Quokka has eyelashes to be used as the girl, and then the other one is the male Quokka. Both of them stamped perfectly onto one little piece of cardstock, and I did stamp it 2 times to make sure the image was nice and dark. The Thanksgiving add-on set, these Thanksgiving costumes, they come with 2 different costume sets. I decided to go with the Pilgrims. I just thought it'd be really cute for this Thanksgiving card. And then it also has several accessories. For the little outfits, I did stamp it 2 times with that same black ink. And then I went in and used the same ink again for the little accessories. This costume stamp set also has coordinating dies, which makes it really easy to cut all of these little outfits and accessories out. So I did go in and I decided to also stamp the little turkey and both of the pumpkins. There are 2 pumpkin images on here, which is also fun because you can either mix and match or use whichever size fits the project you're creating. So to cut out these little Quokkas, I'm just going to use the coordinating die set and a piece of Post-it tape again just to hold them in place. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to cut out these little images using my little mini cutter, and it just goes through 1 time and they cut out perfectly. I did the same thing for all the costumes and the pumpkin and the turkey, and next I'm going on to my greeting. This stamp set doesn't have any sentiments, so I'm going to use this layered thanks die set. And for the bottom shadow layer, I cut it out of gold glitter paper. I thought the gold would be so pretty on this fall card, and it coordinated with the colors I used for that yellow ink blending. For the thanks that goes on top of that shadow, I did layer a piece of score paper or that sticker paper on the back and ran it through to make that thanks all sticky on the back. You can also use just liquid adhesive or any adhesive of your choice, but I just thought it would be easier just to make sure that the whole back was sticky, and then I just used my little poker tool to poke out those little pieces of the lettering. Once I was done getting all those little bits off, all I had to do was layer it right onto that shadow base. And it's really easy to do to line up. These words fit perfectly. You just have to make sure that you line it up correctly and then they all fall into place. I did, have to take some time because the whole back was sticky, but again, you can use a little tweezers or your poker tool to help you, but it's really simple to do and it fits perfectly. Next, I'm going to go in with my foliage frame, and this is just such a pretty die. You can use it for any time of the year. You can use it for Christmas or spring, just change up the colors, but these golds and these yellow shades are just so pretty. I just had to run it through once, and then I just kind of gently pulled it apart, making sure I didn't bend or rip any of those leaves. And now it's time to color up all of my fun little images. So here's all the images cut out, and then I did go ahead and color them all up. So to attach the clothing to the little quokkas, you can use any type of adhesive. I'm just using glue runner. And then the girl has a little dress that includes the shoes. It's all one piece. And then she has a little hat that has ears on it, so you don't even have to worry about placement. You just put it on top of her head and it fits perfectly. I just think she is just adorable. And then for the little guy, he has 3 pieces. So he has his little outfit that I'm just going to layer on now. And then he has his shoes that are separate. And then he has his little top hat. And to make it a little more fun, I made my pilgrim have the traditional black and white pilgrim outfit, but for his belt on his hat and his main belt, I made it a really pretty green color. I just thought it looked really nice, and I like the shade of green, and I thought he looked so cute in it. So I just added some color to my little pilgrim. So now it's time to assemble the card, which is my favorite part. So I'm going around the edges with just some tear tape, just to make sure I had a really nice hold. Again, you can use any adhesive you choose, but I just thought it was easier for the frame to have this tear tape. And then for the leaves, to make sure that they stayed in place and didn't bend or rip, I went in with some liquid adhesive. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit on each one of those leaves. This way, when I adhere it to that really pretty sky background that we created, those leaves won't tear or accidentally bend, because that would be just horrible since this is a frame and then you have a leaf that comes up. So I just thought for some extra support, I would include or add on a little bit of liquid adhesive. So I pulled off all of the tape, and then I'm just going to attach it directly onto that pretty background we just created. And it fits perfectly again because we made the size. It was pretty much exactly the same size, so it was really easy to attach. You don't have to worry about getting a layer perfectly centered. It just fits perfectly. And then I made a card base out of white heavyweight cardstock, but I made it the same size. So again, I didn't have to worry about layering. You could always add more layers if you want to, but this is a pretty big panel, so you really don't need one, especially because you already have a framed border. So you already have that really pretty frame for your card. Next, I'm going to attach the little pieces to the card base. And I started with the little lady. I was going to do the girl first, but then I decided that I wanted the turkey to be the center of the design in the front. So I put some foam behind the turkey, and I'm just going to attach him to the center of the card. And since he has the foam, I could attach the pumpkins behind him without having to lift him or layer him. So I just put one pumpkin on both sides, and then I just placed my little quokkas behind the turkey. I just thought it was really cute. They kind of are creating a little scene. It looks like they're going to a Thanksgiving dinner with the sky color, and they're just taking like a picture. She has a pie in her hand. It's such a cute scene, and these little costumes are just the sweetest. So I just love how these all turned out. And then I'm just going to attach my little thanks to that sky. I kind of positioned it so there was a little bit centered in that sky and not too far up. I just think it's so pretty. And that gold glitter really does go well with the colors we used on the frame. So I just placed it Did move it around a little bit just to make sure it was in the right spot, but I loved how it turned out. And then for some finishing touches, I'm going in with some of these really pretty embellishments from Cat Scrappiness. And they have so many colors to choose from, but these ones are almost identical to the shades I used in the sky. They're like a two-tone color. And they have like a pinkish color or a fuchsia and then a purple blue shade. So it matches the sky perfectly. So I added a couple of those just randomly. I just wanted a little embellishment in the background. And then I went in with my white gel pen to just add a little bit more to the background. And I love white gel pen, and I think it's just so pretty to have a couple little dots like sparkling little stars in the sky. And that mixed with these embellishments just kind of added a little more detail, but not too much. And it just, I don't know, it just turned out really great. I was really happy with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my project for today, and I hope you're inspired to try out some of these new stamp sets and create a fun Thanksgiving card. Thank you so much for stopping by. All the items will be listed in the description box below, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.